Hello, Wichita Falls. I'm Mike Kurtz, superintendent here in Wichita Falls ISD, and I wanted to visit with you a little bit about masks and about COVID and things like that. So first off, we've had an awesome start to the school year. I'm excited about it. Our students are working so hard. Our staff's doing a great job. I'm glad to see smiling faces this year. I'm glad that things seem to be getting into a routine for most people, and so we're looking forward to having an awesome year. The only way we can do that is if we fulfill our mission. And our mission in public schools is to have safe and secure learning environments for staff and students, and to have quality learning opportunities for students on a daily basis. The only way we can do that now is with on-campus instruction. The legislature failed to act this last legislative session, giving us an opportunity to have virtual instruction this year. Hopefully that's going to happen during this special session, but I just don't know. But we do not have an option for virtual learning this year in Wichita Falls ISD. Therefore, you must be on campus. So therefore, in order for us to fulfill that mission, students have to be on campus every single day, and staff members have to be on campus every single day. So the way we do that is avoiding quarantines, avoiding quarantine positives, and avoiding quarantine close contacts. We have to do that to get students on campus and keep students on campus. Okay? So, we currently have a masking order from the government that says public entities cannot require masks. That right now is held up in the court system. Entities have gone against that mask order, and courts have stayed that mask order, and there's been AG action on it. I don't care about any of that stuff. That's going to happen somewhere else. WFISD, we follow the rules as given. I hope you can expect WFISD and your superintendent to be a rule follower, because that's the way we do things in public schools. And so we're going to try our best to follow that mask order as is written, and that's what we want to do. But we're going to let the courts do what they want to do, and we'll deal with it later. The issue we have is we now have alarming numbers. And you'll see on the screen here behind me that last year, the first 3 weeks of school, we had a total of 15 positive cases. Our worst time, which is this darker blue line here, was in November, where we went from 56 positive cases up to 114 positive cases in a 3-week period. That was the worst 3-week period we had all of last year. This year, first day of school was 0 cases, up to now 3 weeks later at 163 cases. We created this PowerPoint presentation 48 hours ago. In the last 48 hours, we've had 48 positive cases. So now we're up to 211 positive cases. That is a symptomatic individual or asymptomatic individual on campus within 48 hours of a positive test. So in other words, they came to school with symptoms or no symptoms, and within 48 hours had a positive test. So that's an alarming number. We have to do something about that number. Okay, masks. I'm asking, I'm begging, I'm pleading to do a voluntary mask order for the next 3 weeks. In other words, it's not required. Your student will not be penalized or will not be disciplined action if your student does not wear a mask to school. But I'm asking you, let's voluntarily mask up. I don't care about the science. I don't care about the politics. I don't care if you're a masker or an unmasker, if you're a vaxxer or a not vaxxer. None of that matters to me. I know what happened last year. I was a former math teacher. I like looking at numbers, and I know that last year we had about 960 positive cases, and of those, only 30 close contacts to those positives became positive themselves. So that's a very, very low number. And we were all wearing masks. So I'm asking for your help. I'm begging for your help. Let's do a 3-week masking initiative, Mask Up Wichita Falls, to make sure that, let's give some trend data to the board. So 3 weeks, 1 week before Labor Day, 2 weeks after Labor Day, we have our next Monday night board meeting on September 20th. At that meeting, I'm going to have to tell the board this is where we are. Here's our trend data. I want to see that trend data going down. I don't want to see it to continue to go up. After Labor Day last year, after holidays last year, we saw spikes in positive numbers. So I'm worried about that. So a week before Labor Day and 2 weeks after Labor Day, I'm asking you, please send your children to school with masks. Ask them to wear their mask. Again, they're not going to be disciplined if they don't have them on. I understand there are certain issues with certain students that makes that impossible. But I'm asking you to do this. Let's try it. Let's see how it works out. Let's see if we can't change those trend numbers and start heading them down. On September 20th, I'm going to have to tell the board something. And it's my job to keep your students and our staff safe. And if our trend numbers keep going up like they are, it's really going to be hard to not recommend us have a mask order. So I'm asking for your help. We've reached out to community members across our community, asking for, and other entities around town, asking for their support on this as well. And so for the next 3 weeks, let's mask up Wichita Falls, and let's see if we can't do something about this trend data. Just a second. I'm ready to go. Let's do school. Let's continue to have people in school, learning on a regular basis, staff and students, and let's mask up Wichita Falls.